It was Jackie's first plane ride. Of course she was excited, not the littlest bit scared. She and her family moved slowly through the check-in line and then towards security. It was a long wait, but surely worth it for the sights Jackie had been promised from the air. Plus, she had her tablet and was happily playing a game while sitting on a suitcase and munching happily on a bag of veggie straws. Finally, they made it through security line, and the family showed security their passports and set all their carry-on bags on the conveyor belt. A guard signaled Jackie to step through the metal detector. All good. They made it to their gate just in time and boarded the plane. In group 3. Jackie was beginning to get very excited. She moved as if she had springs attached to her feet. As they made their way down the hallway towards the entrance of the plane, Jackie looked through the window of the hallway and saw the enormous wing on the plane. Half of it drooped down towards the ground, but Jackie didn't give it a second thought. She kept on skipping down the hallway, excited for her first flight. Their seats were at the back of the plane, and Jackie got a window seat. She pressed her face against the glass. After everybody had boarded, the plane slowly made its way down the runway. I want to go faster, Jackie told her dad, who was sitting just to her left. Then they started to lift off. Whee! Jackie screamed as the two wheels lifted off the ground and they are flying. This is so cool, Jackie told her dad over the roar of the plane engine. She looked out the window and out to the ocean below. It's so beautiful, I could die. And then the plane tilted to one side. We are having a malfunction with the left wing. It's drooping to the left. The plane plummeted down towards the ocean. There is no way out of this.
Okay, great. So I was worried that story was going that way. There are actually two kinds of irony at work in the story. The first and probably most obvious is the situational irony, where the character has waited to go on her first flight. She's been wanting this for a really long time. It's something she's dreamed about, and then the thing that she wants is going to lead to her own kind of destruction. There's also an example, and it's much subtler, but there's another example of verbal irony at the very end of the story, where the character Jackie says something like, "It's so beautiful, I could die." She doesn't actually mean that. She doesn't actually mean I could die. But what ends up happening is she immediately, therefore, after dies. So that really is the more poignant irony in the story. That's the irony that like hurts. That's the twisted irony of the story. So that's really great. You also just do a really good job in general, Amelia, of describing things. You're really good at kind of setting the scene. You're really good at including what scholars would call novelistic details or verisimilitude. So you include details into your story that make it seem like it's a depiction of real life. Like when we see the character eating the veggie straws or playing games on her tablet, like those are details that are not necessarily integral to the story itself. They don't, in other words, further the plot, but they do function to create a very realistic, real life scenario and situation. And that's one of my favorite things about fiction, is seeing things like that. So yeah, I thought it was really great.